When I started off classing cotton, we would work, sometimes we would work 500 to 600 bales a day, but we had to staple the cotton and class it, and the color of the cotton. And I think we did a mighty good job back in those days for getting the cotton, and we got cotton from the southeast and the Memphis territory in California. And our yarn department used about the 16th of a staple. We had a good operation, one of the most progressive mills in the country, Avondale. Well, when I came with Avondale in 1952, one thing they had wanted me to do was to go to Memphis, to Murdoch Cotton School, and that's where I first started. And then, of course, about 10 years later, I wanted me to go to Memphis and train under Mr. C.E. Atkinson, our cotton buyer up there, and to buy cotton for Avondale at Sylacauga. And there were a lot of brokers when I was in Memphis. The big companies, Hohenberg, Will Brothers, Allenberg, Barnwell Hayes, and just oodles of other people that were cotton brokers on Front Street. And that's the days when they had the cotton snakes on the street, and the porters and squidges were carrying rolls of samples and stacked on the street, and they were carrying trays to different places where they stacked the samples where they could be looked at by the cotton people, cotton shippers. And a lot of the mills had buyers, and like Avondale, that came up there and looked at samples and approved samples for shipment to go to the mills. And the buyers were like West Point Pepperell, Bibb, and even some of the cotton shippers would compete with you on the street to buy cotton. And I can remember how cold it was up there in Memphis. That sometimes the wind was so cold, I'd have to pull Mr. Atkinson along the street where he could walk. He was a lot older, an older man, and I used to park down on the river on the rocks when didn't have a place to park, and you'd have to walk about a half a mile to work or more. We had an office up on Front Street and the Cotton Exchange. It was 304. Mr. C.E. Atkins that was his office, and the cotton business changed a lot when we started getting man-made fiber, and the mills were using a lot of it at one time. I enjoyed the cotton business because there's so many shippers when I started, and I enjoyed working with those people because that word was their contract, and you didn't have to make a contract if you didn't want to, because you knew you were going to get the cotton. I don't care what the market did, you get your cotton.